Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kicking Back Live today. We're trying to mix it up a little bit. We're going to do a lot of different things here today, and this can go anywhere. Right?
Probably sideways, but hey, you never know.
I know we have everything planned, and then all of a sudden it just goes to a basket. What can I say? I want to welcome everybody. Kicking Back Ballard's Bowling Academy. We have our guys here, Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, EJ. I love totally how you're staggered, social distancing down at City View. You guys look great. So the first thing we want to start with is we've had a lot of inquiries about drilling of equipment, which is great. Thank you to everyone for reaching out. But we want to clarify a few things. So we have put together ballardsbowlingacademy.com, our website, which is fully functional. So right now we are still doing the curbside service and we are taking all precautions, but our website is available for you to shop from home. Guys, you want to tell us a little bit about the site?
With the site, we decided since with the COVID-19, we are offering now free shipping. So, and also we are offering a drilling free special on there, so you can check that out on our website. If we do have your specs on file, be sure to contact us at ballardsbowlingacademy.com, and we can get every bowling ball you want drilled up, and we can make sure we're doing it in a safe manner.
Excellent. Hey, EJ, tell us a little about the protocol just so everybody is aware that we are abiding by all the rules set forth.
Well, we want to emphasize, of course, a zero contact environment. So, bowling center itself, as we know, we're waiting for them to open. Thankfully, we're able to operate in that retail to go. So, everything that we're doing is scheduled by appointment. So, we want to let you know if, of course, we have your specs on file, we'll get you taken care of. But everything that we're doing, if you're dropping a ball off to us to get drilled, the first step that we're doing before we accept it is we're sanitizing that equipment upon receipt of it. What we're doing on that is once we do our work and everything there, our last step before we turn it back over to the customer is sanitizing it there then again. So we want to do more than is necessary to make sure that our environment is safe, not only for us, but for all of our customers as well during this. So we want to emphasize sanitation. We want to emphasize being clean, being sterile when we're handling all those. So we want to take care of everybody involved. That way, when we're ready to get back on the lanes, everybody's healthy and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Another little housekeeping rule. We've had some inquiries about lessons, which is great because I know everybody is anxious to get out there on the lanes. As of right now, all in-person lessons are put on hold till, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably the July 1st time frame. But we do have a great opportunity for all of you wanting to get some video feedback is we do have video lessons available on the website. What that will entail is you will upload your video to us. We would prefer a side view. We will get in touch with you to let you know that we have received your video. We will give you an analysis, and then we will, Dell or I, will follow up with you with either a FaceTime or a Skype call, whichever works best for you, just to kind of go over what we're telling you about the lesson and make sure that you understand. I know Jeffrey and EJ will also be available for lessons, so everyone's name will be on there. But it's another opportunity where you don't have to get into the bowling center. You can still work on your game. So please check out the video lessons that are available on the website. I know you guys have had some inquiries about that too.
Yes, and we want to make sure to emphasize again, just because, your normal thought process of being a lesson is one-on-one interaction in the lanes. Is we want to get you out there, we want to get bowling, we can give you our pointers and our tips remotely. From you can be out in the lanes, we can be, in the shop taking care of something, or, we don't have to be right there with you. So make sure that you take advantage of that if that's something that you want to work on your game with. But also be sure, just because if you're looking for a lesson, City View Lanes, we offer Specto. So that one of the Kegel products, that's something you can work on the game yourself. We offer memberships, so be sure to check out ballardsbowlingacademy.com for what those membership offers would be. And that's something you can get out on the lanes. You can see the data yourself, and you can actually help yourself and help your game while we wait for those one-on-one lessons to get back up and running.
And that's a great, thank you for that, because of course I did forget to mention that. I just sat on a call the other week, one of our partners, Kegel, and Dr. Dean was on doing a webinar, and he spoke a little bit about learning when you do Specto, because it's one of the Kegel products, learning a little bit more about your game. It gives you a little bit more of an in-depth reality of what your game is, the numbers, especially if you're a thinker, which my daughter Alyssa is. She's like her dad. They like math. They like numbers. So that was a great call, one of our partners, Kegel. And I've had the opportunity to work on Specto a lot up at the TurboTech Training Center, which I always make Chris Sand, I tell him he's giving me a lesson. So that's really where I learned how to use Specto, but it does. I'm not a thinker, but I do like the opportunity to see launch angle and break points. And I do think that's helpful for me because, again, I take out the thinking part, but I can just watch the ball motion. So great observation. We do have Specto, and when we get back on the lanes, check out City View Lanes for all your Specto needs. Okay, guys, I think we're going to get ready to meet our guest today. So we will check back with you later because I have a feeling...
They're going to have questions.
I have a feeling they haven't said anything to us, but Ballard's Bowling Academy team here can get kind of, what can we say, competitive? Is the word competitive? Guys, what do you think? Competitive?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like her.
So we will check back with you later, as I know you will have a couple of questions. Thank you for the information, guys.
Of course.
And just a reminder before we move on, two things, youth bowlers, for all of you parents who are listening, all of you college coaches who are listening that have upcoming young bowlers, Dan Keegan Scholarship available, logoinfusion.com. Please check that out. Everybody's still wanting to give away money to our youth bowlers, which is fantastic. And please check out Bowl for Life. I just received my fantastic T-shirt from Debbie and Chuck Gardner, who do wonderful things for the industry in general and especially youth bowlers. So please, any youth bowlers out there, check out these two fantastic opportunities for scholarship money. All right,
let's go. We
are ready. So today's guest, again, one of my favorites. I say that all the time, but it really is true. Do you want to mention his name, or you want? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to intro him with his statistics. I'm going to let Dell say his name.
Oh, no.
So we have with us today someone who has been with Storm Products for 25 years. So right then and there, that tells you something about this person. Loyalty.
Oh, yeah. Very
loyalty. Over 70 titles worldwide. The Indonesia Open in 2003, Qatar in 2002, and I always say this word, Bahrain.
It's Bahrain.
Bahrain. I say it wrong. Open, but he won it in 2003, 2004, and 2006. The reason I bring these titles up is because now some of these tournaments are world bowling titles on the PBA Tour. So if you really think about this gentleman would have at least 5 titles by now.
Yes.
Okay, probably more if he didn't get injured. He works some European sales for Storm Products.
He is a European sales.
Okay, yep. He has been a ball rep on the PBA and the PWBA Tour. I have had the pleasure of working with him, but I think his 2 greatest credits.
Oh, yeah, definitely the 2
2 greatest. Is number 1, he's married to Peanut, who is Brenda Mack, who is my doubles partner, and he has the most beautiful daughter, Lana, who looks like her mom. I mean, there's some features there, but definitely looks like her mom. And that leads me to...
Mr. TV, Timmy Mack.
Timmy Mack, where are you? See,
Hey guys, how are you? First off, thanks for the intro, and wow, you know, I know I've made it in my. I call Dell Mr. Miyagi. You know, he's Mr. Miyagi and Yoda for me. Now I know I've made it because I get a chance to be on your show. And listen, I've listened to it a couple of times, and I got to be honest with you. Fantastic stuff you guys are doing, and also the guys in the shop with Jeffrey and EJ. You know, trying to service the customers and take care of everybody during these extremely difficult times. So I salute you. I take my hat off to all you guys there at Ballard's Bowling Academy and the guys in the shop down there at City View. What you guys are doing to try to bring some life and inject some positivity back into the sport are incredible. So salute to you guys. So and thanks really for having me on. This is going to be a lot of fun today, I can tell you that.
Well, one of the things that we didn't mention in the open, and I was sure someone would say it to me, but I mean, really, you got 3 Hall of Famers here.
Good point.
Yeah,
3 Hall of Famers,
not
right?
often. You know, I was really fortunate. Obviously, you guys are a couple years older than me, but
Wow.
Carolyn looks
goodbye,
Carolyn looks about 20. Carolyn looks about 20 years younger than me, so she wins the cake there. But you obviously, it's very unique what's transpired in my life with my relationship with you guys, especially, Dell. I got to watch Dell, bowl on TV growing up, and it was just incredible to watch his rise. As a matter of fact, during this COVID-19 situation, I didn't tell him the other day when I talked to Dallas, late at night, I think Brian Himmler had posted online on Facebook Dell's first PBA title, which was the U.S. Open in Tacoma. I think it was in Tacoma, Washington.
Yes, Tacoma.
Yep.
So I went back and I just started watching them all. I started watching all the Dell Ballard videos and watched when he beat Walter Ray for that second U.S. Open title, playing like fallback 25 with a red ball. I don't even know what the ball was, but I do recall him playing like it just. And to see how my relationship and friendship with you guys has changed over the decades now has been it's been wonderful. It's been a great experience.
All right, well, that leads us to let's talk a little bit about that. You have been around bowling for quite some time, and you started at a young age. But tell us before we get into your world travels, what did you really bowl before you decided to go international?
Well, listen, I had a unique path to where it led up to me, where I led to today. I was in college at Penn State University, and I bowled for the university for a couple of years. Actually, I met our colleague and one of our great friends, Hank Bubershine, in 1989 when I bowled for Penn State and he bowled for West Texas out at St. Louis. It's amazing how small the world becomes and what ends up transpiring moving forward. But after I graduated college and I ran for, I tried to do some things trying to play at the next level. I didn't make it. I went home and I started bowling some local tournaments, and I got connected with, as you guys would know, our great friends in the East Coast, Chris Viali, Chris Soule, Patrick Allen, and Mike Lichtenstein. And I got a chance to bowl the World Team Challenge event. And really, that was kind of a catalyst. I bowled a lot of local tournaments in our area in the East Coast where, the Buddy Russell, the Andy Verapapa, Tommy Semez World Batch Game tournaments. We had action in tournaments every single weekend. And back in '94 was actually my first time bowling the high roller. I went out and bowled the high roller. It was like an eye-opening experience to me. I went out there with a Don Carter bag and a Nike bag with my brother.
The Don Carter.
We got off the plane, and there's Don Carter, that mustard-colored Don Carter bag,
Yes.
and the gray Nike satchel bag.
Oh yeah.
And we got off the plane and we're waiting for a taxi, and Warren Guernsey and Mike Lichtenstein pull up in a car, and I'd never seen a case box before. And they had like 4 case boxes of bowling balls. And I looked at my brother and I'm like, man, what did we get ourselves into?
And
really, it was crazy. So,
hey, Mike Lichtenstein and Warren Guernsey. I've had the pleasure of rooming with Warren one night. That's all it took.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. So we started with the mega bucks and what have you, just to fast forward a little bit to fast track. And I had some success in some of the local tournaments, and I was pretty athletic at the time. I was actually trying to go back to school to graduate and be in the graduate program. Things just changed, and I started bowling some of these local tournaments. We finished second a couple times in the World Team Challenge, and then fast forward, I hooked up with Robert Smith in 1995 for the Team Challenge with Barry Asher, Mike Devaney, and Billy Myers Jr.
Right.
And the first time we bowled, we won the big event in Vegas, and that was in 1996. And things kind of changed then, as Robert was bowling Team USA, Carolyn, and as you know, both of you being Team USA members and multiple gold medalists on your neck, especially with I think Dell, you bowled a couple of years back with Ron Moore up at Red Rock in the inaugural Team USA World Championship. So you guys know how that feeling is, both for Team USA. So Robert had traveled around the world a little bit, and he said, "Hey, Tim Mack, why don't you excuse me, I'm gonna take these messages off. Why don't you come with me and take a trip with me to Singapore?" I was like, "What?" Like every other American.
Right.
I said, "Singapore? Where's that?" I said,
Right.
if it doesn't happen in America, it doesn't happen.
Right.
He said, "No, it's a great country. I've been over there once. You have to average 190 to make money." I'm like, "That can't be true." And really, that's how it started. He invited me to my first trip to Singapore, and I'll carry on that, what happened after that. But that's really kind of where I got my start. I locally, and as Carolyn knows, being from the East Coast, being from Linden, New Jersey, and her sister Kathy, you guys were stalwarts and incredible bowlers. The competition and just that attitude that the East Coast mentality brings, right?
Right.
Oh,
And
East Coast.
I was from Pennsylvania. People thought, because I bowled all the time in the tri-state area, that I lived in New Jersey, and I was like a city guy.
Yeah.
I was born in Hackettstown, New Jersey, or Dover, New Jersey, but I grew up in Pennsylvania, so I was from the woods.
Right.
So,
Right.
I wouldn't say the woods,
The
but
woods.
the way you put that, oh my gosh. Okay, so again, here's how you get your start, and it's so funny because you mentioned bowlers who, anybody who did grow up in that era and attended college or action bowling or the high roller knows every name that you mentioned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was an amazing time.
And it's
you guys lived in an amazing time, I think, and I've watched your careers, as a fan of bowling, because I'm obviously a bowler, but I'm also a fan of bowling, and I believe that I wasn't there, but the late '80s and all the '90s was a golden time in our era for mega buck bowling for all the high rollers and all those big giant amateur tournaments, and the amount of money that was out there. It was just it was a who's who of bowling. And now if you look at all the people that bowled those events, look at how many of them are PBA and USBC Hall of Famers. It's a staggering number.
And it's funny that you bring this up. We talk about it all the time, and you might want to elaborate about it, but Del has mentioned numerous times that those events and bowling action and, again, even the team challenges, even though you were around the team environment, but the high roller, the Lustig tournaments, bowling action, I mentioned, the sweepers, everything. The learning curve was, I think, made shorter for when you did take the next level, whether it be international bowling or PBA bowling. Yep. But Del talked about that. Elaborate a little bit about that, about the learning curve was definitely shorter.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Go ahead.
The things that Del and I actually, when we're working together, when I fast forward now, I think the word is there's no substitute for experience.
Right.
And the experiences that you gained while bowling these events and learning on the fly, and all or nothing. I remember bowling the high rollers, and every 2 games was $650 for every 2 games I bowled.
Right.
It was $500 in brackets and $150, and that times 30.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now all of a sudden that's 20 grand you're putting out of your pocket before you're hoping to see some return. So I think you had to try to ingest as much information as you could, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and really, 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 hone in and focus in on, what was going on in front of you. Why were guys having success? What were they doing?
Right.
The equipment obviously was different then, so things were different then. The shot making and ball motion and knowing where to be on the lane and how to navigate all those things all added up into the experiences that Carolyn that you referred to earlier.
Yeah.
And I just think the learning curve of if you look at the bowlers that were out there, and then you look, and I'm including women bowlers as well.
Right.
If you look at all the men and women bowlers that bowled those events, it was like I don't want to say a feeder system because I don't think that would do justice to the Mega Bucks and High Rollers, but I think it was just another avenue and another venue that allowed bowlers to grow and learn and experience something that they've never experienced before. Because there's no substitute. And when you have to stand up and throw it, I can't tell you how your heart is. I can't tell you how your mind is. I can't tell you. You can't simulate that in practice. It's only gained on the lanes.
Right.
When you have one shot for $25,000 and it's all or nothing.
Right.
Those invaluable experiences help mold you as a player moving forward, and I think that's what you've seen with all the PBA, PWBA, and USBC Hall of Famers that all bowled in all those events, throughout the 90s and 80s and 90s.
And you've talked about that. You felt your learning curve yourself was made shorter because of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I bowled a lot of action before I was ever out on tour. And I bowled the regionals, but really was cutting my teeth on bowling action with Norm Duke, Joe Vito, guys like that, constantly, week in and week out, to where whenever I bowled against the Pete Webbers, it kind of felt like I was prepared for the pressure and how to handle it way before I ever got to bowling. And
I agree with you, Dale.
Yeah.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah, kind of changes the intimidation factor a little bit.
Correct.
Because you get that experience. So name some of the players because we're talking, the 90s, early 2000s. Name some of the players that you bowled against in B that are now world-class athletes on the PBA Tour. Because I don't think people understand.
I bowled with Patrick Healy Jr., Patrick Allen, Chris Barnes, Tommy Jones, just about a who's who that you could think of. I really, the only guys that didn't bowl the Mega Bucks that I can recall that now are out on tour are Walter Ray,
Right.
Pete Weber,
Mm-hmm.
Norm Duke, and like Parker. Just about every other guy that you see bowling today at some point in time bowled those Mega Bucks or bowled those other tournaments. And on top of the guys that I named, if you add the Walter, the Pete, Norm, all those guys bowled the World Team Challenges.
Right.
Yeah,
So we're talking about competition. Everybody getting together. Brian Voss bowled a couple of those tournaments. Doug Kent, one of the all-time greats.
Yes.
I just named probably 6 or 7 PBA Hall of Famers that we were going through. Carolyn Nora Ballard.
Yes,
my wife bowled. There's all kinds of women that bowled as well. That were in the Mega Bucks as well, and that bowled all those tournaments as well. That I just think, I didn't. Unfortunately for me, not unfortunately, but I didn't bowl the PBA Tour when I was in my prime and without injury. But I had a different golden age that I got a chance to bowl in and got a chance to experience. And all those people, all the names that I named, we went back and forth, batted heads back and forth, and there's plenty of tournaments I won with those guys in the field.
Right.
That obviously don't have a PBA title on them. There's plenty of tournaments that they won when I was in the field, and they kicked butt too, because we're talking about the best of the best in our generation, in our era.
Sure.
Belmo is another guy that got his start also by coming over to the Mega Bucks, and we infused him into that international travel and the Mega Bucks as well. Mike Fagan, Billy O'Neill. I sponsored Billy O'Neill in the Mega Bucks.
Right.
I sponsored him. So,
oh my gosh.
Oscar Palermo,
Sure.
Martin Larson, Tori Torgerson, Patrick
Tory.
Right.
Tomas Lee Anderson. We're talking Lasse Lintila, who it was like an ATM for him coming over.
Yeah.
We're talking, it's a who's who in bowling. I mean, it was like I said, I think golden age really is the right word to use. At that time.
Yep.
I have a question for you. When was the first time you met Bill Chrisman?
That's a great story. The fact that he's alive and we're still alive, that we're both alive today is amazing, to be honest with you.
Hey, I understand.
Okay.
This is one of the greatest,
Oh,
you guys would never get out of our relationship now, what it's transpired to, what it's turned into today. But in 1995, I was still in really good shape. Well, trying to go back to school. Trying to get play one more year of college. And January '95, I was working out a lot, and I came and I bowled the International Eliminator at Samstown. And it was my sponsor was Chris Bialy, and I was with all the East Coast guys.
Oh yeah.
We had our whole contingency,
Right.
and the lanes. You guys, for those the viewers out there who didn't know, the lanes could be really hard. It hooked
my
a
God,
lot.
they
and
were
it's
ugly.
really difficult.
Yes.
Really difficult. And I equated to like the U.S. Open times 10 at Carolier on the Burns squad. I mean, the ball hooked in the air, I think, sometimes. So, the flare in the air. I remember Mike Newman said, my ball just flared in the air. That's another name, by the way, Mike Newman. But back to the Bill Chrisman story. I'll bowl the sweeper, I'll bowl the Friday sweeper, and I'll bowl with a guy who's got kind of receding hairline, curly hair. And I'm in a crap a boatload of brackets, and they were $20 brackets at the time. So I'm in like 250 of them. So I'm like 5,000 up in brackets.
Right.
This is like a lot of brackets. I don't know, 150 or 200 because I remember Dell and our good friend Mark Dyson.
Oh yeah.
Used to just run the brackets over back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
So
they did.
we're bowling the sweeper room, and the racks at Samstown were bad, and I'm like, I shot 190 the first game, and I got that gets you by a bunch of brackets.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about you can make $7 or $8 grand in a 3-game block,
Easily.
$9 grand in a 3-game block. Every shot means a lot. So I re-racked a bunch of times the first game, shoot 190, and this older gentleman on my pair shoots like 210. I'm like, okay, and he's just firing it at the head pins. So on a yellow ball or red ball, bright yellow and bright red. I'm like, oh my God. Who's this guy, right? Old guy, 45 years old. 45, old.
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
Right.
By the way, guys, I'm 48, just so you know. So, old. So, we get to the second game. He bowls like 230 the second game, and I bowl like 2-1. So I'm in a bunch of brackets. Well, he's got a chance to win the sweeper, so I'm re-racking. I start off the next game. Re-rack, and there was no limits on re-racks back then. I mean, when you're bowling, let's just go. Re-rack, and I pick up my ball, I re-rack again. He comes up to me and goes, God damn it, kid. Jesus Christ, will you throw the goddamn bowling ball? Quit re-racking, will you?
I can so see that.
Oh yeah, that is so Bill.
And I turned my head, and I was picking my
That's
ball.
awesome.
We're at the set tee, get ready. And I turned my head and I went, who the F is this effing old, curly, receding hair, bald guy,
Right.
throwing a yellow and red over. I didn't tell me it was me. I was gonna kill him. So I go back, and we got the East Coast guys. And then you got your little Utah player over there with
Right.
6'5", 112-pound Corbett Austin.
Corbett. Yep.
Soaking wet.
Soaking wet, real skinny, real thin, with his glasses on, and
Right.
and then you got the guy with receding hairline. You got Max Shellbarger over there, another Utah guy.
Yep.
Nick Black with his long hair, and I got our crew over here. I'm gonna kill this guy. So long story short, Bill Chrisman finishes like third or fourth in the sweeper. He bowls like 230 last game, she's like 670, and I bowled like 2-0, and I made a couple grand in brackets, but
Right.
I missed the next frame. Actually, I re-racked after he yelled at me. So, and after my adrenaline came down, I walked over to Corbett and I said, I apologize. I didn't say anything to Bill.
Right.
So sorry about that. Little did I know that he owned a new startup bowling company called Storm Bowling Products.
Right.
Didn't know.
Oh,
So
wow.
we go, I say and afterwards I walked up to him again, said, hey, sorry about that. I mean, get you off. He goes, well, kid, you just got to throw the ball sometimes. You just got to throw the ball, just sometimes you just got to, next time just throw it perfect. I said, okay. And, he was a high strung guy.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So, fast forward to 1990, later that year, June 29th, 2000, or 1995.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the high roller bowling a sweeper, and the tall guy again with the glasses, Corbett Austin, who I had now talked to a couple of times, he comes up to me and says, "Hey, Timmy," and I had both been bowling pretty good. I was throwing a Brunswick Rhino Pro and a Gold Rhino.
Right.
I didn't know that you could actually drill a ball in 1994
Right.
at the high roller. I drilled a ball in the pro shop. I was so excited I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And he gave me this. He said, "Here, why don't you try this?" And he handed me a blue electrical storm. And I went, and it was powder blue. It was so pretty. I was like, "Wow, I can't believe someone gave me a ball. I got to count. You giving this to me?" That's what I said.
Right.
Really? He said, "Yeah, try it out." So I drilled it up. First sweeper, I bowled 257, about 514 with the ball, and I went,
wow.
Oh my God. And it's been a love affair
It's history.
ever since.
Awesome.
That's how it started.
I've never heard that story.
Yeah, no, that's
That's really how it started. And after I bowled the sweeper, and went up and thanked Bill for the ball, and really, that's where Storm built this homegrown bowlers company that passion, because there was 1,500, 2,000 bowlers bowling these high rollers.
right.
Right.
And they would get involved in the event, and we distribute some balls out, and people would pass that message,
Right.
to the other people at the megabucks. And when some of the good bowlers started throwing the balls,
Right.
all of a sudden people's eyes started opening.
Right.
And it was that grassroots
Right.
marketing that we talk about, because as Bill will tell you and Corbin will tell you, they didn't have the financial capacity at that time to just go out and give blanket balls to everybody and do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
So it was an amazing time, and that really was the thing that got them going.
Yeah, you can't beat grassroots marketing.
No.
I don't care what anybody says. I mean, you can do, I mean, obviously TV ads and everything add to something else, but the grassroots actually touching people and talking with them. And honestly, you know what? And I say this all the time about people even making TV. Everybody's entitled to their 15 minutes of fame. But
Sure.
the grassroots, everybody should feel special. You should feel grateful that they want to throw your product or come to your pro shop, or
They're spending their hard-earned money.
they're spending their money and time with you. So the reciprocation is twofold. But it's funny, you kind of lead into then my next question before we get our guys back in here. You have all this bowling experience. You've met all these people in the industry. So both of you have something in common. You left the part of putting your shoes on and competing on the lanes, and you are now obviously helping out with ball repping on the women's tour and the men's tour. Tell us just a little bit about that transition. Was it easy for you? Was it difficult? Did you think your years of experience helped you?
That's a great question, Carol. And I think there's some parallels actually between Dell and myself.
That scares me. That scares me.
I think both of us got cut off a little too soon. I think we both had a lot of gas still left in the tank. I think some of those things that you just mentioned, Carolyn, were, I don't want to say forced upon us, but we had to make some decisions moving forward, because we couldn't compete like we had in the past. And I think a lot of it was health related. I know specifically for me, with my surgeries and my shoulder and my knee and my leg, because as you know, Carolyn, well, you don't know this yet because you still are able to throw it for the week all the time. But when something is taken from you and you don't know if you're ever going to be able to do it again, it's a sobering reality that you have to try to deal with. It's not easy. So, what I tried to do when I had this great opportunity to, I had been coaching along my international path after I took my first international trip when I started. I had my career, really good, really a decent international career. I started trying to give back. I tried to do clinics, and because I just felt like the world was giving me so much, I've got to give back. So I would do teaching clinics and seminars around the world while I would go to these tournaments and set things up and what have you, and did a lot of international coaching with some national teams. So I had my feet wet when I got this great opportunity in 2000, and I believe it was 13 or 12 or 13. I was over in Bahrain, and we were working together at the World Series of Bowling. I was obviously learning and watching what Dell was doing, and was able to join the team, the tour team under Dell Ballard and Jim Callahan, and be a part of something special and try to give back to our staff what my experiences were. So, Carol, like you said earlier, I think I was able to put some of my bowling experiences, and also Dell, which is why he's been so successful as a rep for so many years. And when we had him on the show the other day, I called him the GOAT, the best of all time, not the GOAT. He was the best of all time. So as far as when it was repping was concerned, because he's done it for so long, for so many, for the decade. I just think there's no substitute for throwing the ball. I can put myself in Kyle Troop's feet when he has 54 in the fourth and he needs 230 because I've been there.
Right.
So I know what he's thinking.
Sure.
Dell's been there. He knows what he's thinking. And we also know, when they open in the 10th, how, to miss a cut or to miss a show, how demoralizing that is. So we also know what they're thinking there. So I think having the experience as a bowler and winning the events I did and bowling against the guys as well and doing it in front of them gave some credibility, to when we had the other set of eyes in the back. So I think that alleviated maybe some of the problems I might have as far as a guy coming out and not being a bowler or not having that type of success on the lane, so that you got to build a trust with your players and a rapport with your players, on the male and female side, and they've got to believe in what you're doing, and you've got to be consistent and committed to what you're doing. You can't be wavering and going too many different directions. And I think those are some of the things that from me as a bowler brought into in the repping part.
I was just saying,
also I think obviously you can see I speak a lot, and I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
Love it.
You guys know everybody always knows where they stand with me, and I think it's important to when you're talking to your players to convey that positive, that emotion. Because bowling, like my brother said, is a game of pain. He who manages his pain, one frame to the next, one game to the next, one tournament to the next, has the most success.
You have a lot of similarities,
I do want to say, when you first came on board, I wasn't really around you doing your clinic, coaching the teams, things like that. So I wasn't exposed to you. I didn't know what you knew. How long did that take for me to realize I was wrong?
I think we were at the World Series, and it was 3 days, and then we were standing outside. We were just having one of those Vegas moments that we do as bowlers and workers, where it had nothing to do with gambling. We were just standing in the casino and we were talking, and you came up to me and you said I was wrong. You bring something different and have a skill set that I think is going to be very valuable and beneficial to our team. And I was extremely grateful because, when you come into something like that and you guys have been doing it and having success for so long, from my team-oriented atmosphere and background, you want to fit. You don't want to be, the screw in a hole that doesn't fit. You want to be able to have a seamless transition and add something different to the team to help bridge the gap of maybe what the team doesn't have. So you're more cohesive and a more compact unit. And that's what I learned also, at Penn State, when I was at school there. So, playing football there. So that was my mentality, going into it and trying to get people to, buy into, what I brought to the table. And, I'm grateful for that. And I always thank you for that, Dale, to this day, for that conversation and also for the knowledge and also the experience that I gained with you and Jimmy during those days. I know they called us the Three Amigos, but
There's a reason.
we had myself, you, Jimmy, and myself. We had a run there that was just incredible.
I totally agree. And the three of us together, if one couldn't do it, we'd call in a reliever.
Right.
If one couldn't do it, call in another reliever. One of us was going to get through to them.
Yeah, it was a special time.
Yes.
Special time.
That leads me to, because I know we've been on quite some time, but I just want to kind of reiterate.
Have we?
So,
I'm talking too much, I'm
no,
sorry.
no, this is great. But, I want to say thank you to both of you because you're both part of the Turbo team. You've been on Turbo forever, Tim.
Yeah, 1998. I've been very lucky, Carolyn, and it's been a one. I want to, since you mentioned Turbo, and I'm sorry, I just want to thank Dave Bernhardt and Lori Testmore. Lori Moraz.
Right.
That always, every time I see that, I always write that. But just Lori Moraz and everybody at Turbo, the whole Bernhardt family are just they're amazing people as well, and I'm thankful that they gave me some grips back when I was just a little college guy coming out of college. And Ron Hoppy was actually the guy that bridged the gap. And amazing people up there. So thank you, Turbo.
Well, I want to thank both of you because we've touched on a few things. I use you both at Collegiate Expo, the Turbo Tech Collegiate Expo every year. Tim, you're always one of my go-to guys because really it is. And I'm not just saying this. There are people you can count on. You can ask anything of, and you're like, I know I'm asking a lot of you. I know I'm asking you to go an extra mile, but please, I need your help. You've never said no. Dell, you've never said no because you can't. So
I'm not allowed.
But no, that lead me to a few things. So number one, thank you, because that leads into what you said. You are a team player. You are, again, being with Turbo since 1998, loyalty. But
appreciate that, Carol.
Let's talk a little bit about that team loyalty, and we want to see team bowling come back. I think team bowling is fantastic. It keeps us all together.
Yes.
It allows us to bowl with friends that we may not be able to bowl with because of some rules and regulations. But I think now it could be time to bring back in our two guys because I think we're going to end this segment on some, what's the word I want to use? Some hatred, banter, competition. Let's bring Jeffrey and EJ back because I think they wanted to talk a little bit about something that we all three have in common. So, guys, it's back to you. Where did you want to go with this?
All right, so the thing is, with the PBA League draft coming up, you're all managers of a team. So, A, who's going to win this year, and B, who's going to have the best two adds to their team? What do you think is going to be the best add to each one of your teams?
Well, who wants to go first? Carolyn's first.
Well,
I get to go first because I'm going to draft before all of you.
Okay, I think Dell goes first because he's lower down on the totem pole. Tim can go second because
he's the champion.
Yeah. No.
Hey guys, look who came in to say hi.
Oh, beautiful! Is that Lana or
Lana in the middle?
Lana, we can't see you. Move towards your dad. Smile. No, she won't do it.
Hold on, Jim. Come over. Come
Okay. We want to see her beautiful face first.
She's got to get a drink real quick. She's
Okay.
coughing. She'll be right back over here.
So we'll let Dell go first. Go ahead, Dell.
Well, as everybody knows, I'm not a big fan of the left-handers, but I do think in that building you have to have one.
Okay.
One reason is
Make
because
some notes.
they make the lanes transition slower. There we go.
Look at that beautiful girl.
There's my little Brenda.
Yeah, that's a little Brenda
She didn't
is
like
by
that.
Lana. You are a
Hey,
little
come here,
Brenda.
Lisa. Come here,
Oh,
come here.
say hi, Timmy.
Hello.
Lana, you're beautiful.
Yes.
So
Sorry, guys.
So
I'm trying to enjoy it.
I will push to have a left-hander on the team because I do think they help the lanes transition slower for the big redheads that everybody has on their team. And by the way, you stole Wes Malott from me. You stole him.
Never get it back. Sorry, the franchise stays in Portland.
And who beat us in Portland 2 years ago? Wes.
that's true.
Wes had the strike and he did. So double. Damn
So okay, no wait. So before I go, EJ or Jeffrey, any comments on having a left-hander in that building from what you've watched?
Well, it seems like if the lefties play well, they have a little bit more of an advantage, or if the lanes get a little ugly for the righties, it's always nice to have that little ace in the hole to be on the opposite side to get those shots in if you need it. My biggest question, though, is I'm hearing we're doing a lot of picks and a lot of competition. For a competition, there have to be stakes. So what's going to be the stakes for this, for the highest, for the person that finishes the highest this season?
Ooh, we got to think about that one.
I already lost one bet.
Yeah, you did. Wait, well, we got to think about that one. Okay, but putting you on the spot real quick, Jeffrey, what would be your suggestion to Dell for picking a lefty? Give me a name.
Ooh, well, you gotta go with the Storm guy. So Matt McNeil. You gotta go with it. He's good. He wins Eagles, and the left side looks great there. He can repeat shots better than anybody that we know of. So
Hold on, Jeffrey. I gotta get a pen. I want to write all this down.
Me too. I got it right here.
it'll stay right there for you.
All right, so now I'm second. So I kept PDW. I've got Marshall Kent, and I got Kyle Sherman. Our biggest factor is team meshing because I have two guys on the team that are quite a bit alike in Pete and Marshall, not liking to lose very much and very competitive. I have Kyle, who's maybe a little bit more mild-mannered, but is extremely competitive. So we're looking for more of a mesh. As you know, Tim, right, that left lane could be the troublesome lane. It does seem to break down quicker than the right lane. And I call them the left and the right lane because sometimes I always get confused on what number we're using, lane 2 and 3 or whatever it be.
But are they not changing that up this year? Are we not bowling on those?
Could be.
From what I understand, guys, we're on the new side this year on the TV show. So, last year we bowled on the old side. And, if you take the last 2 years on the new side, the 1 year you had to hook it, the 1 year you had to throw it straight. So I think anything is in play on that new side.
So it goes.
Do you think they're going to fix the racks?
I hope the racks are bad if we bowl you.
Racks aren't important. And so my point being is even though we're moving to the other side, it is going to be quite different, although I do think the left does play well throughout the bowling center. So I'm not giving you any hints on my picks, but now I'm going to throw it to EJ. If I had to have a pick, left-hander or right-hander, with the 3 bowlers I have, give me a name.
Well, I'm thinking if your big thing is going to be team meshing, they're looking at personality, someone that strikes me as they can fit with anybody. I'm going to go with another Storm guy, but Andres. It would be someone that looks like he'd be a little more versatile and might be that personality to mesh with others and be that team player that you might be looking for.
Okay.
Hey, we have a comment.
We have a comment.
We have a comment here. It says, David Smith, bowling with left-handers is cheating.
Well, there it could be. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Just saying. Okay, Tim Mack, defending champ. Tell us who you kept.
I had obviously a very difficult decision. I had all 5 guys who bowled incredibly well.
Yep.
Actually, throughout the year, I think all 5 of my guys were in the top 38 points. So I might have been one of the only teams that had that. So
Stop boasting. Tell us who you
pardon me?
kept. Stop boasting. Just tell us who you kept.
I'm just lucky because I threw dice up in the air and they came out in the team.
Yeah,
Kept Chris Prater, who's been just on an absolute tear, one of the
He's
best bowlers on the planet
He's
right now.
so. Go ahead.
Kept Kyle Troop, who's been phenomenal in that environment and that building as well. Just rock
Go
solid.
ahead. Whatever. Go ahead.
whatever.
And I kept the MVP. Did I say MVP? Del, hear this. MVP of the league. The franchise.
Franchise.
He's
I
all
have
right.
to do that every
Whatever.
time I'm around.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So we've got 3 really great players. We lost Mitch Dupay and Ryan Simonelli. But that's the uniqueness of the league, and the uniqueness of the draft. So anything can happen. All I know is the phone will be ringing come draft time. I can tell you that.
Okay, throwing it back to the guys. You heard who he kept. I want to pick from each of you for Tim Mack.
Me.
Jeffrey and I were kind of had this idea that you might send that out our way. We have Jeffrey Young and EJ Nanitska. We're ready to go. I'm pretty sure we're going to open the draft. We're in. We got our shoes packed up, our bags packed. Let's ready to go.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was good. Now, before you guys pack your bags and get on the plane, did you ask anybody if you have time off?
We got the shop covered. We figured it out.
You're done.
Well, it is kind of funny when we are talking about the team tournament because that PBA league really is a lot of fun, but it has become bragging rights and pretty competitive and I don't know what other words I can really use. Some I don't want to say on the air. So let's think about what that challenge can be. Tim we know doesn't drink.
Nope.
He doesn't drink. So if Tim loses, his bill for dinner will be larger than if Del and I.
I'm fine with that.
So, but because I do
right
love
to the egg and I we go.
I am not. First off, I'm not staying at the hotel that's attached to the Egg and I. Number
right.
1. And number 2, it's way more than the Egg and I.
All right, you're
Okay,
in.
wait.
Okay,
Guys,
I'm
do you
good.
have any ideas what the bet could be? Should we make it as simple as dinner?
I say dinner.
By the way, guys, Greg, just so you know, it can get crazy expensive downtown
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it can.
in Portland
Yes.
with the seafood and lobster capital of the world.
Correct.
One of the
Correct.
lobster
It's
capital of the world. So
Right.
Really expensive.
we're talking about a significant amount of money.
Right.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm in.
Dinner.
I'm in for the 3 of us. I think we have
Yes.
a dinner bet. Are you in, Tim?
I'm in.
Okay, and EJ and Jeffrey are feeling left out. No. But here's how you get Here's how you get in on it. I'm going to put you on the spot. Each one of you has to pick a team.
No, they can only pick one.
I said one team.
Okay,
So one of us is going to be left out.
that'll be me.
But you got to pick one team right now, even before the draft. Higher team, you get bought dinner when
Yes.
we get back. So
Just so you guys know, I finished second. I've been in the final match 2 of the last 3 years.
okay, excuse me. My team's finished second a couple times too.
Yeah, but we won.
Okay.
Well, hey, I'm none of the above, so I know who's going to get left out.
Del probably on some of the years has had the strongest team, and they can't
By far.
get past the first match.
Can't beat
No,
them.
because Dell wins the qualifying every year, and actually this year the qualifying means something.
That's
So this
true.
is the year Dell comes in 9th in qualifying.
Right.
You'll see.
Exactly.
They've
Okay.
won it twice and lost.
True.
First or second, and then we get ran over.
True. Okay, so EJ, pick a team.
Well, because I feel bad for him and he feels like he's going to be left out,
I know it.
I'm going to go with the man who has his name on my paycheck, which is
That's
always
my
a good
boy.
idea.
Good thinking.
So I'm gonna go with Dill. I'm gonna go with the underdog.
Good thinking, EJ.
That's a good one.
That'll keep the food coming and keeping your trips to Walmart back and forth.
Yeah. I have no comment. I have no comment, so I will on that one. Okay, Jeffrey, pick a team. I'm going to tell you right now. I know who's getting left out here.
I don't know. I mean, it's a hard one because Carolyn's got a big deal for me. She's in my heart all the time. But I have to go with the most enthusiastic because I will never forget you going out on the lanes, Timmy, and just yelling like crazy and trying to pick up Wes, or Wes picked up you. I can't remember. That was absolutely amazing. Seeing that, I mean, I'm a huge, if I still bolt a lot of team stuff, I'm still in your face. I still love that stuff. I mean, you are one of the best out there, and I think your team really has a great shot. You got great team chemistry starting with you guys, so.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Okay, we're good. We're all good. We're good.
Oh boy, I can see the text message now.
No, we're all good. We're all good. Jeffrey, you no longer bowl on my team on Thursdays. That just got on the record. We're done there. You're done. EJ, do not even think about practicing with me down at City View. Nope.
Just remember who had the login perspective.
There we go.
Why am I indebted to you two?
I love it.
Yeah, this year's going to be different, man. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
It is. That's going to be great. And honestly, if I wasn't a team manager, I would have. I'm in both of their corners anyway. We have a couple of names. We have some possible good picks here with Andres. We've got Matt McNeil on the radar.
Hey,
nobody's given up their secrets.
I've heard a rumor. It's strictly a rumor. I heard it on the Beef and Barnesy show. That Amleto may be going with an all South American team.
Ooh, interesting.
Because that's Ildemaro. That's Arturo.
That's Andres.
Andres.
Yeah.
Listen, that would be a hell of a team.
Not a bad team.
You're talking about guys that can strike when they need it as well, and guys that have pulled together.
Yes.
And,
yes.
You guys just referenced about the camaraderie and being together.
Oh yeah.
Well, and listen, not everybody can speak Spanish, so they can save some secrets as well as their team.
Correct.
Yes.
Very intriguing. Ooh,
I have heard that rumor.
Leave it to Amuleto. Ooh, I like it.
I heard that rumor.
And with Marshall Holman being one of the new managers, what will his team be looking for?
Well, if Amleto doesn't take Sean Rash, you kind of got to think Marshall's taking him.
Maybe he'll fall to the Detroit Motown Muscle.
I'd be good with that.
Okay. I don't think he's making it there, but
just like C.D. Lamb made it to the Cowboys, baby.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. This whole conversation without mentioning the Cowboys. But,
oh no, no way.
Okay,
unfortunately, that didn't happen.
So we did, and I'm gonna call her out here. So we mentioned the Beef and Barnesy show, but we got Linda Barnes that was here saying that she loved the girls. She doesn't love any of us, but she loved seeing the two girls pop their heads in. But just a shout out, we're talking about team bowling. Linda Barnes, one of the best teammates ever.
So, arguably one of the greatest women team bowlers, in my generation.
Absolutely.
It's been incredible.
And we are USBC doubles champions, so I love that even better. But I just wanted to shout out. We had David Smith. We had set the record, so that's awesomeness right there. But this has been fantastic.
Yes. Absolutely
fantastic, which we knew it would be. Tim, always a pleasure and fun. And it's just sheer passion and personality.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great. Guys, thank you for being on today. Thank you for social distancing. Thank you for everything that you're doing for us down at City View.
Yes.
Make sure to check out the website, ballardsbowlingacademy.com. Remember, you can shop from home if you don't want to go out yet.
Correct.
And Tim, we're fortunate to call you friend. We can't thank you enough.
I don't
love you guys. I just hope we have another 3 or 4 decades to continue to have great moments and create more memories. I love you guys. Love you all, man. Really appreciate you guys. And keep doing great things down there. in Texas and all over for bowling. You guys
Thank
are
you.
phenomenal.
And
Thanks.
hugs to Peanut and Lana.
Yes. Tell me the
All right. Thanks,
guys.
Tim.
See you guys.
Jeffrey or EJ, any parting words?
Well, we just want to again reemphasize the fact that we're all everybody here at Ballard Bowling Academy. We're trying to take care of ourselves and you as well. Our customers are our life force. So I mean, without our customers, we can't be here. So I mean, we're trying to take the necessary measures and even go a step beyond. So I mean, again, if you ever have any questions, you can contact us. You can contact us at the shop. I mean, you call the shop. It's forwarded right to our personal cell phone. So
Okay.
I mean, we're here for you. We're here for your questions, and we want to take care of you, but in the safest way possible. So remember, stay safe. We're almost there. We'll keep going together, and we'll get back to the new normal.
Okay, but before I let you all go, so again, EJ picked Dell's team, the Motown Muscle. Jeffrey, you chose Tim Mack's team, the Portland Lumberjacks. And again, before we sign off, I'd like you all to notice that my banner is covered up with Jeffrey's head.
Yes.
And Dell's banner is in clear view.
You notice.
So
I am the producer of the show. I'm the producer of the show, and I left it like that on purpose.
Yeah, I just want to state that it's clear now. It's clear. I mean, it's always been a little fuzzy, but it's clear where everyone's passion and heart lies. So it is 1, 2, 3 against 1.
It's
and,
a He-Man Woman
okay.
Hater Club.
I just wanted you all to know that it's okay. But anyway, this was fantastic, guys. I appreciate everything you do. And to everyone out there that was watching today, thank you for supporting us in every way. We love doing this. We are here for you. Stay safe out there, and we hope to see you soon.
Yes, stay safe.
And check us out next week again for Kicking Back episode number, or will it be 6?
5 or 6.
6 already. All right, great. Signing off. Have a great week, everybody.
Same bad time.
Same bad channel.